Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We are back on the PTS for Season 4 with Hi-Rez, but we're going to be playing some Seris today. She is getting a balance change in this patch, but it might not be what you're expecting if you haven't read through them, because she's getting a buff, and she's actually getting the biggest buff, in my opinion at least, out of everybody in this patch, which I find personally kind of strange, because I thought Seris was in an okay position, but this takes it to a whole nother level. I don't want to overplay it. There's a bunch of balanced stuff in this update, more than we usually get, so I'll be making a ton of videos on all of that stuff. But like I said, Seris is getting a ton, and they are mostly buffs. There's a few changes in there, but for the most part, this is going to leave her in a way better position than she was in before, regardless of how you play her, actually. So of course, I'll go through them, and then we'll jump into some games. The main reason why I wanted to cover Seris, because usually with the patch stuff, I go in order of like buffs, and then sometimes nerfs, depending on how big they are. Buffs are way more fun to make videos on, which is why I usually cover them first. And because Seris is getting one of the larger ones, I wanted to cover her anyway, but I also wanted to cover somebody who doesn't counter Hi-Rez. So I've been talking about her a lot the past couple of days. I wanted to take a bit of a break, and Seris doesn't really counter her too much. There's a bunch of stuff. I'll get around to it all eventually. If I don't cover it on the test server, I'll just cover it when it goes into live like I did recently. But the first change is to her talent. She's getting mortal reach, go up from 17 to 25%. I've seen a few people confused whether this is a buff or a nerf. It's definitely a buff, and it's understandable that people would be confused about it because it isn't worded all well, but basically reducing the time between the ticks means you're healing faster and basically quicker. As far as I understand the talent and from quickly testing it, it's just increasing the amount you're healing over that 1.5 seconds. It's not just cutting up that 1.5k, in shorter bursts. It's just giving you more of a heal. Other than that, Restore Soul also got a pretty big buff, even though it's not noted here. It is implemented because I played with Seris earlier today and it was healing me for more, but it's gone from 40% to the nearby allies to 60%, which is a pretty hefty buff of 50%. And Shadow Traveler is also having its cooldown reduced from 14 to 12. And then finally, for her abilities, Rend Soul is getting the biggest change, going from 10 seconds to 5 seconds cooldown, which is pretty damn big, but it is having its damage reduced from 100 to 60, and the amount it heals you for per stack is going from 15 to 8%. So you're basically activating it more often, but it is getting less of an effect. I do understand why some people might see that as a nerf, but it is definitely a buff, because Agony is getting a buff because of it, because you're using the ability more often, and Soul Collector is as well, because you can get your stacks up faster. And also technically the cooldown was cut in half, but the damage was cut by 40%, and same thing with the stacks. She's also getting some changes to her cards. Bane is going from a 3-second buff to a 4-second buff, and Wickedness is getting a nerf, but it's understandable because the cooldown was cut in half, so this is going from 0.5 to 0.4, which isn't as much as I thought it would be cut down by. I honestly thought the card was going to get cut in half, and that means that at level 5 you're going to have a 3-second cooldown on your Q, which is crazy because it's a 1.5 second stun, and it also can stack with Soul Collector. So this is actually kind of surprising that this didn't get nerfed harder, or the cooldown didn't get, put higher on the Q, because 3 seconds for it seems kind of weird. I feel like I should say I really like what they've done with the Q, making it so you can use it more often, so it can be a little bit more active, like they said on the patch notes show, and the fact they made it weaker obviously makes sense, but I think the cooldown might be a little bit too low, but that's just my opinion. Of course, I'd love to hear from you guys. I think I did miss a few of them though. Duskwalker is going from 0.6 to 0.8, and then Sorceress is going from 5 to 7%, which means that you can have 35% increased ult charge on Seris on top of, morale boost and stuff, which is kind of mad. That's all of our changes. My voice is a little bit scratchy because I've been recording a ton, so please do excuse that. For the builds though, we're going to be rocking one of these two, the self-heal one or the cooldown one, basically just damage or standard Seris. I didn't really want to mess around with the cards too much, so I left them pretty much the same. This is a different one though. I don't remember making that. That's, I think, one of the Veil subs. I guess we can just delete that one, but we'll run with one of these two. I am going to have to play on the North American servers just because of the time that I'm playing, and just because generally the PTS is more active on NA. Well, so much for me grabbing Seris. I wasn't fast enough, but what I was trying to say before I cut myself off is that playing Seris on NA shouldn't be too big of a problem, because lag compensation works quite well in her benefit a lot of the time, similar to Grover. But I'm going to cut this one out, obviously, because it's not what you're here for. I'm here to try and cover Seris, so we'll go ahead and do a transition. You ready? 3, 2... Wow, that was such a great professional transition. We're finally here with Seris. We've got another Siege Timbermill. It seems like they've upped the rate of this popping up, because the first couple of matches I played on the PTS, it was just anything, and now all I've had is Timbermill for the past like 5 or 6 games. We've got a Drogoz, Alexa, Hi-Rez, and a Buck. Against another Hi-Rez, another Seris, a Cassia, Tyra, and an Ashe. I've played with their Seris now like 4 times. His name's Jack-O-Lantern. He's going to probably go for Stun Seris. I'm very tempted to go for the same thing, but I'm also tempted to go for Soul Collector, so I reckon I'll grab that instead, and we'll go for the damage setup here, even though I am a solo healer, which is a bit worrying. We'll go for double resilience, because she's probably going for an Agony spam setup, which is what he went for the other matches. But they've also got Bone Monster, then Fortress Breaker, Corrosive Acid, Big Game, Death Hastens, Bounce House, then we've got Unnatural Persistence, first time I've seen that, and Fusillade. I will try and cover our Hi-Rez a little bit. We've already got some good stacks going. We are already at 13, just kind of show you how ridiculously quick you can get set up here with Seris. There is another Q. We can just continue to blast that Hi-Rez for free damage. Right click the Alex, we'll do another one there, but that didn't spread to the Buck for some reason. As you can see, playing with lag is nowhere near as bad on Seris as it is with some of the other characters that don't have such good compensation. There goes pretty much the entire team. Just realized he's got the gold skin for Yagarath, which I don't understand how he got, considering you can't pay for levels anymore. Did he just play Yagarath that much in like the day he's been out? I have no idea. Go ahead and throw the ult there in the middle. Get a pretty hefty pull. There's a Q trying to heal the Yagarath, but he is gone a bit of a shame. My positioning here is actually kind of garbage. Jogo's going for the punch right onto the Yagarath. That is a very, very heavy counter to any tank, obviously. There is a Q. There goes the Seris. Don't know exactly what's going on over here. The two Yagaraths are fighting. Ash went for the ult there. Seris did a little while ago as well. We threw some orbs over. Heal for our Yagarath. I don't really know what's going on. Is there a guy here as well? Yeah, okay. There's some orbs from him. There's no way our guy's going to lose this fight, considering I'm also stacking him. There we go. Okay. Hello, Ash. I guess I'm just running at you. There is my Q for the heal, which isn't anywhere near as much, obviously, as it was before. There's a right click for the back. There's another one. He's just going over there. The gold skin actually looks really, really good on Yagarath. It's my first time seeing it because I actually don't know how he has it. Throw some orbs up there. I guess we can just Q again. It's really, really weird having the Q on such a low cooldown. It doesn't do that much damage anymore, but it's still just really, really weird having the ability up pretty much all of the time. I feel like these Seris buffs are probably too much. And there we go. There is the defense successful. Heal there for the Jogers. He's just going to go and punch the Yagarath, I would imagine, unless he can't get him because of server stuff. I don't know. That's Seris going for the ult, but we're out of it. Turbo speed because we have resilience, because I was kind of expecting her to go for that sort of setup. We'll throw over some stacks. He did manage to get a heal to our Yagarath, but I did die for it. I don't think it's going to matter because it seems like we won the team fight. That's Ash going for the ultimate. But yeah, what I was trying to say is I think pretty much everybody agrees that these Seris buffs are a little bit too much. I don't know who was really arguing that Seris needed a buff, to be honest. Right, well, I died. Alex and our buck are still up. Seems like we won the team fight. Surprisingly, I thought we were kind of screwed there. People there for the Yagarath. But if I had to propose something that they should do, which is I think what a few other people have said, the people even in this matchup saying the same sort of thing, is that they should give like an internal timer to her stun, similar to what Damba has with his, so that you can't stun the same person like over and over again, because Seris currently has that stun ability on like a 3-second cooldown, which is maybe a little bit too quick. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell with the NA servers and stuff. At the same time, I kind of want to see how it plays out. Seris went for the ult. The lag makes that really, really weird. We go into the F and we're perfectly fine because we grabbed resilience, because I didn't think the barrack health buff would go through, and it did, and I imagine this probably will as well. But it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with Seris, because I think she'll be pretty damn high tier and she'll go up quite a bit if this does get put through the same way. I feel like Seris getting a buff at all will make a pretty damn big difference. That's there. Seris going for the ult. We'll throw out a heal. Very tempted to go for mine here, but I don't think I need to. I was trying to get a heal there to the Yagarath. We'll throw another one to her. There are a couple orbs there at the back. There we go. We got rid of theirs. Nice. We'll throw a heal there to the Yagarath, considering we're going for Soul Collector Seris. My heal isn't all that good, but the damage reduction she has is just brutal. Ash is there kind of holding the point. I'm going to go into the F, cut that one kind of close. I'm going to pop the Q, went ahead and through the ultimate, kind of unnecessary, but there we go. I guess that means we're going to clean up. I guess I'll grab Chronos and then some morale boost. I feel like I've already got my thoughts across on the Seris buff, because I personally think it's a little bit too much. I think the most you could argue is that it was kind of unnecessary. I don't think you could say that this was, something that they definitely needed to do. Heal there to the legs, but I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys have to say, because all I've really heard about it is from what I've seen in matches with Seris. Going to throw some more stacks. There is a Q for a heal. Kind of surprised I'm alive. There's another Q. Oh my god, I didn't get it off. I imagine the NA ping played into that. That's me cleared. Our Yagarath did get onto the point though. I'm very tempted to go for Master Riding, but I don't think it really makes too much sense. Usually with Seris Q, you wouldn't really use it for like 1 or 2 stacks, but now that it's got such a short cooldown, you might as bloody well. Go ahead and throw the ultimate there. Might be a bad idea. Ash is going for the ult. There's the Q for the heal. Heal for the Yagarath. Don't really know what my plan is here. I'm just going to get out of it early and throw a heal. Joker is going for the ultimate. Nice. Okay, I guess he hit the Ash. Our Yagarath did get cleared, but I reckon we might be able to get rid of theirs. There's the Q. Nice. There's a heal for the Drogos. Just going to jump on here with the F. I think I might be dead here any second though. I'm going to try and get out of combat and heal a little bit, because I think their Seris also went into the F. Yep, there we go. She's gone. Our Yagarath ran in, so did their Ash, but we got rid of her because Drogos cleared it super quick. Then the Yagarath got on, but it was a little bit too late, and that is the 3-2. I spoke a little bit too quickly there, even for me. As a Seris going for the ult, I'm going to go straight into the F. I imagine the delay might not be too noticeable because it's in a YouTube video, but playing right now feels really, really weird. Yagarath is on me quite a bit. There is a Q for the heal and some more stacks so I can get far away, trying to hit another Q, but I'm getting stuck on the fucking wall. Ash is also here. There is the F. I guess we're fine. I got a heal to the back. Okay, well, at least we saved him. Yagarath is running through. We'll throw a heal to him just there as he leaves. There goes the Ash. He was on no health. We actually managed to keep everybody up, other than the Lex we died a little minute ago. Through the ult there at the back. I guess we pulled the Ash and also the Cassie. That was a bit of a waste. Maybe we can get rid of her. It's also not a Cassie, it's a fucking Tara. There's a Q. There's some ammo regen. Okay, stacked onto her, and then the F, or not. I can just go into it again. Yagarath's just there, going on our Drogos a little bit. Drogos is a pretty hard counter to Yagarath because it's just free direct hits, and you can fly around and avoid most of his damage. We did get the victory, by the way. I was still talking. That was a 4-2. One thing that I was trying to get out there at the end of the match is that a lot of the things you could look at individually with Seris and just consider them as a change or a slight buff or a slight nerf, but when you look at the entire picture for what they've done, this is a really quite hefty increase to Seris's power level. Shout outs to a bunch of people here in the chat. A few more people saying that they should probably revert Seris, because pretty much everybody seems to agree, at least from what I've seen on the PTS, that it is a little bit too good. It seems like the consensus on a lot of changes for stuff on the PTS PTS is more unanimous than usual. Pretty much everybody seems to agree that a lot of the stuff is either too good or too bad, which you don't see all that often. But for the stats, we did pretty good. 11, 3, 27 assists, 81k damage, 90k heals. Our Lex did a pretty damn good job. Our Bug did pretty good, although he did die quite a bit. Our Drogo's shredded, and our Yagarath did pretty solid. Their Tyro did okay. The Yagarath struggled there quite a bit. Their Cassie also struggled a little bit. Same thing with the Seris, but she didn't do too bad. And also the Ash, I'd say similar to Seris, they both did fine. So yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into another one. There is definitely some sort of argument to be made that stun Seris isn't crazy strong because you can't grab resilience like everybody did on our side there. Literally everybody had it level 3. And like I said, personally, when it comes to stun Seris, I think they should implement some sort of internal timer or just increase the cooldown a little bit of the EQ, which might be what they end up doing, because that way it also nerfs Soul Collector a little bit. I don't know, it'd be pretty interesting to see what they do though. We've got a Yagarath, we've got a Strix, a Lex, and a Fury. And we're up against a Makoa, a Corvus, a Drogo, a Yagarath, and a Dambo. We'll go ahead and grab Soul Collector again. I reckon if I was going to show off Mortal Reach, I probably should have done it in the first game because we didn't have a healer, but I think I should go for Soul Collector again here. The stun one would also be fine, but I think Soul Collector in general will be a bit of a better choice. Or should we go for the stun? Let's just go for the stun, screw it. Just in case I don't do another game, we'll grab some Chronos and some Nimble. Yeah, sure. 4 talents, we've got Discovery, Crack Shot, the Baguette's talent, Exterminate, Ripen, Cord, Corrosive Acid, Fusillade, Dark Gift, and Half Shell. You're there for the Yagarath. Alex just said there that he can't play because he's a controller player. I don't know exactly what he's saying there. Now my settings are keyboard only. Oh, he actually can't move. You're there to the Yagarath, but he's actually saying that he can't play because it's reverted to like keyboard only. I think he is finally moving though. He probably should have to change the settings a little bit. There's another stun for him. Cool, it does stop him moving for a little second. We got rid of him. Nice. For some reason I completely forgot I was playing stun Seris. I thought I was going for the healer setup for a second. We'll get more damage here on the Dambo. Trying to push up and get rid of him here, but Jesus Christ, the servers are really messing that up. He's going for the half shell. I'm going to go into the F. No, I'm not. Well, never mind. It seems like Lex is still stuck in spawn. My settings are keyboard only. What a game. Can't he just use his keyboard to change it to controller again? Surely that should only take a couple seconds. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I don't know. We'll throw a heal there. Throw a heal to the Yagarath. Get some stacks down there. There's another one for him. We'll throw the Q. Is that going to give me a stun? I don't know if I stun anybody. Heal for him again. Lex just saying there in the chat that sorry he's never played keyboard, so I guess he has plugged a keyboard in and is actually just going to play with that. Why doesn't he just change it back to being a controller? Can you not do that in the settings mid-game? Actually, maybe that's what it is. Oh, he's gone. Stacks here onto the Makoa. There's the stun. I don't know how I went from 2 to 4 with like 1 orb seemingly. The freaking lag in this one is worse than any other matches I played. Heal for the Yagarath. Drogo's is ulting, I think, trying to chase the Yagarath, but he can just turbo away. That's an interesting counter. Get some stacks. There's a stun. There's a heal. I don't know if they're going to get any resilience for me or not, but right now we're getting pretty free stuns on him. Heal there for the Yagarath. I'm going to go ahead and throw the ultimate kind of there. I guess I'm going to get hooked by the Makoa. I didn't even know he was pushed up. I should be paying more attention. I guess we'll go more nimble. Lex is just pushing up in the Makoa's face. It's actually not doing too bad. Stun there for the Yagarath, and also the Makoa will throw over a couple more orbs and go into the F. I guess I'm just holding this for as long as I can. Throw over some more orbs. There's a Q, but of course I am a goner. That is going to be the 0-2. I definitely get that Agony is a hell of a lot better now of a talent, but I still personally prefer Soul Collector just because I'm used to it, and I think overall it is a little bit better for most of the situations, unless you really need a stun. You're there for the Strix at the back. I feel like especially in a situation like this though with multiple tanks, that is the stun. The delay is absolutely brutal. Why is this way laggier than all the other games I played? I have no idea. I'm just going to stay on the point here with that. That is a stun from the Fury, I think, and then he stun switched. We'll hit him with another one. He doesn't have any CC immunity, so we're hitting him pretty damn hard with that stun. Pretty sure Yagarath ulted the Corvus. There's a heal. He's going for the different talent that I've never seen anybody go for before, but it is actually working kind of well. There goes the Makoa. Well done, Strix. Alex just dropped in the chat a second ago, how reload, and then the people just responded to him with art. Seems like the Yagarath's running through. There's a Q, and he's just going to be stuck there for a second. Heal for R1. I'm going to throw an ult cannon here at the back a little bit. There's a Q. Why did I only get like a tiny heal for that? I feel like I should have stacked tons. I'm dead. What? That was definitely bullshit, but at least it was understandable bullshit because it happened because of the service stuff. There's a Q for the stun on the Yagarath. Heal for our Lex. See if we can get through the Makoa. He's going for the ult. There's a Q that doesn't even stun him. What am I doing? Furia and Lex just comboing there quite nicely. Team did manage to trigger the overtime, but what I was trying to say is it is really funny seeing Makoa, who was usually considered a really big Paladins character, going up against Yagarath because he just looks like he's really, really small. He looks like Diddy Kong against Donkey Kong. It's really weird. Anyway, into round 3, there's a heal for the Yagarath. I keep wanting to call him Vor. It's really annoying. There's another one for him. I think I'm dead. What the hell was that? Another heal to the Yagarath and the Lex. We'll throw one more, though that isn't spreading. I'm going to go ahead and throw my ult just here. Is he going to pull up his shield in time? No, so I guess that's just a single pull. There's a stun. Trying to hit Yagarath's head through the shield, but I think his model isn't actually in that right position. There's a right click for the Yagarath. That's Drogo's going for the ult. There's a Q. Corvus went for the ult, to be completely honest with you, though. Lex actually isn't doing too bad. That's Dambo going for his. I'm going to spam the F here. Jesus Christ, the lockout timer on that was brutal. Thank you for the heal. Right click there for the Yagarath at the back. What I was trying to say, again, before I got cut off by myself, is that the Lex is actually playing better than what I've seen a lot of people who play with freaking controller all the time. So, got to give him props for that at least. There's a right click for him again. Stacks onto the Makoa. He missed the hook. I'm imagining that's because of the lag. There's a stun for him again. Heal for the Yagarath. Okay, and there is the defeat. She definitely should be considered as being on the objective there. That is bullshit. I had that happen when I made a Yagarath video. I don't understand why the model is like a circle, but the hitbox isn't a circle on the floor, so you can actually be on the objective but not be on the objective, because I thought she was on the objective. I'm sure she did there as well, so it's really, really dumb that everybody pretty much considers that as the being on the objective, but it doesn't actually game-wise. For the stats, I definitely did worse in that one. I overall just prefer Soul Collector Seris, even with the reduced cooldown on the EQ. I imagine it would feel a lot better on EU, so take that into consideration. For the rest of the stats, our Lex did pretty good considering there, so did our Strix. Yagarath had a bit of a hard time, understandably so. We weren't really healing him all that much. Fury did pretty good, although I'd have preferred to see her go for Solar Blessing to help out the Yagarath. It's a combo that makes a ton of sense. For their Drogos did pretty good. The Yagarath actually did a really good job. I definitely put a lot of that down to the fact that their Corvus and also their Damper did a really good job to help him out, and same thing with the Makoa there. But that was the new Seris. I thought about doing a game 3, but I feel like I showed it off relatively well, the best that I can considering the situation. I personally like what they've decided to do. I think it is a welcome change to Seris. It makes it quite a bit more active and quite a bit more fun to play, but I don't know who felt like Seris needed a buff, because I don't feel like half of these things needed to be implemented, but I'm not going to complain. I like Seris, and we'll see how it does, I suppose, if it goes through the same way. I feel like what I said just there didn't make 100% sense, but I'm sure you get the idea I'm trying to get across the course of this video, because I've been talking a ton. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Of course, let me know what you want to see me do next. I've got a bunch of things on the list, but if you've got something you want to see me cover first before other things, let me know. And as always, stay frosty.